was Drusilla's boy toy. I was cast to die in 5 episodes. The original idea was that Buffy would sleep with Angel, and then Angel would become a jerk. I don't know when that happens in life. And that his first act of evil would be to kill Drusilla's boyfriend, me, and take up with Drusilla. And they pretty much did that, except they stuck me in a wheelchair, which I hated that wheelchair. So. But no, I pretty much thought that I was going to be fired at any time the whole time. Because I knew that Joss was just that uncomfortable with my presence on the set. I knew. And Joss was so angry because... No, not because of that. By this time, he kind of realized I was helping out, you know. But he wanted the audience to really have their hearts broken that Spike was dead. And he wanted to just let you hang all summer on that. And then be just... What's that? The thing is that the network announced, trying to get more excitement for Angel, they announced that I was coming on the show almost as soon as I was dead on Buffy. It would have been more intense for you if it would have worked the way Joss wanted it to. You would have had a bad summer, but oh my God, it would have been a great September. Going from Buffy to Angel, the writers are the same, the directors were the same, the actors mostly were the same, and the ones that hadn't been on Buffy, I had done Shakespeare with over at Joss's house already, so I had already acted with him, so it was really seamless. So everyone was waiting for Ben's script all year, and no one more than me, because I was such a fan of the Tig, and the script came out, and I was in like that much. And I was like, Ben, what's up, man? What happened? He's like, don't you worry, man, I took care of you. You're gonna have the best scene in the whole thing, don't you worry. And so I think I shot for half an hour on that. They put a little coat hanger around some part of me to hold the puppet on, and they were just like, beat yourself with the puppet, just don't let's see it. So I was beating myself with the puppet and laughing, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Good one. You know, I like to be seen, but my butt hurts. I like you guys, but I'm over here. My favorite episode was the one in the theater where I kicked his butt. Right? But for different reasons than you might think. The reason that was my favorite episode is that at that time, David was having some severe knee problems, and he went in for knee surgery, and it's all corrected now. But at that time, he was really limping around because he's been doing too many stunts like me. And I just was watching the guy be patient but firm. No, I can't do that. Yes, I'll do that for you. No, I can't pivot that way. And he was in extreme pain the whole time, but he never gave up. And he never left the set. And he kept with it because he thought it was a good script, and he's a good worker. So I developed a good amount of respect for David Boreanaz, and that's why. They're always the fight scenes, man, I'm sorry. I love fight scenes. They're fun. The time goes quickly, you're energized because you're moving around, because a lot of times you're just waiting around on a set, like, anything with a fight in it, I'm sorry, anything with a fight. So fighting Illyria was fabulous. Amy Acker was so good in that. I didn't really think she could do that. When they cast her as that, I was like, you're gonna do Amy Acker? She's so nice. And then she just blew me away. I think that there are only pranks when the budget is, I don't know, man. See, on the shows that I'm in, there are so many special effects and so many elements. So many makeup elements and computer elements and special effects that are actually happening while you're filming them. There's no time. There's no time for any of that. And I know that on the original Star Trek, they played gags and stuff, but that's back in the 60s, man. And the bar has, technically, as far as what you film, how many shots you have to achieve, the bar has been raised. And it looks more like film now, so there's no time at all. I don't even joke, you know? Like I remember going to Joss going, hey man, why am I never in a gag reel? And he goes, because you're so boring between takes. They go cut, and you check and make sure your mark is there, and then you take your script out of your back pocket and you start reading it every time. Which, he loved, and it's great, but it doesn't make for good gags. I kind of hoped Fred and Spike would have a relationship, but it never happened. I thought it would be a great counterpoint, because she's so wholesome and wonderful, and he's so not. I thought that they were going to go that way in the very beginning when I was a ghost, and she was being nice to me. But then they decided to go elsewhere. I don't know why. Everything. I have the ability to become very angry. In the past, I've had the ability to become violent, although ever since my son was born, I haven't hurt a soul. I am love's bitch. I just don't wear a big coat, I guess. I think Spike would win again, because I think Spike wants it more. I think Spike's hungrier than Angel. Angel is a little over the whole thing. Spike just wants to prove himself. And so it'd be that Rocky thing, I just play him as if, look man, it's a Kryptonian robot, so they're way beyond us as far as technology, and their robots are very, very, very good. And so I don't have to play like, I just play a guy who's very manipulative, and I gotta say, it's very fun to run Clark around by the nose and pretend that I care about him when I just really don't. I think it's a myth that ever since Bram Stoker kind of codified all of those Romanian folk tales into one story, it's just taken off and just never looked back. The only thing I can say is that I think that vampirism is a metaphor for hunger, both sexual and psychological. More than that, I can't explain. Spread eagle like Da Vinci's Perfect Man.
And in Shakespeare, no less, right?
Yeah, and the sprites would show me Playboy magazine trying to mess with me before they ruled me out, if you know what I mean. Didn't work.
This is James Marsters.
I think it's interesting when Richard III is played as if doesn't have a hump, and if his hand is not withered, and it's all in his brain. I saw a production where Richard III actually looked just normal and actually fairly good looking, and I thought it was terrifying, because the guy was crazy, man, and really insecure. So I would like to try a Richard. And who would I cast myself as? I guess Hotspur in Lear. Michelle was a real professional, probably still is. She had come from a Nickelodeon show, I believe. I forget the name of. Harriet the Spy. She was a lead in that, so she knew a set. Michelle was fabulous, very friendly, very, very excited to be on Buffy. She was a Buffy fan before she got cast, so she was just on cloud nine. I thought it was interesting though, because Joss unwittingly made my character the uber outsider. Like, he thought that I imperiled the theme of the show. Like, he always used to say, man, I don't like this Anne Rice stuff. I don't buy that Anne Rice stuff. He wanted vampires to be ugly and very quickly killed. And he got talked into the character of Angel by David Greenwald, his writing partner, and Angel just took off like a shot, Anne Rice style, bang! And he was not very pleased with that. And he cast me with, I had cut my own hair, I had brown hair, you know, I was wearing old clothes when I auditioned, and he didn't quite know what would happen after he put me through his magical works of getting glamorous. And he was really, really not happy that I was sexy. And because again, the theme of the show was imperiled. And I understood that was all cool. So it was all about taking Spike down a notch, getting him, don't let him be a part of the group, get him outside, push him out. And unwittingly, he created, like the show really speaks to everyone who thinks that they're an outsider, which is basically everybody in the world. And so you have a group of people that are outsiders, but of that group of nerds, there's another nerd that they don't even want to talk to, and that's Spike. But the thing is, the theme of the show is for outsiders, and he creates this uber outsider, right? And I started to notice when they added Dawn that he tried to do that to her character, put her on the outside, push her away, make her the annoying one, the irritate, where everyone's saying, "Oh, Dawn's so irritating," like that, and it didn't really work. And I think maybe it's because he tried it with his conscious mind. He tried to do it on purpose as opposed to just had happened organically. And I kind of felt for Michelle Trachtenberg actually, because she was very young, and right when she started playing the role, it was just like bad Dawn, bad Dawn, bad Dawn, bad Dawn. But she never gave up, so I respect her for that. No, I was in London on a music tour, and my friend Lisa Power wouldn't come out and go to dinner, and she said, "Look, man, just let's order in, and because the new Doctor Who is on." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." I have no idea, but okay. And we're watching Doctor Who, and about 15 minutes go by, and I'm like, "Wow, that was a good episode, man. That was awesome. That went by so quickly." And I went and I looked at the clock, and I realized it was only a quarter over. And by the time the hour went by, there was enough for 4 episodes of US TV. The writing was so amazing. And I just thought, I want to be on that show. So we called Steve, my manager, and said, contact Russell and see if I can be on Doctor Who. And Russell said, no, we don't need you on Doctor Who, but we have a spin-off. Are you interested in that? And I met with him and we talked about the idea of the show, and I thought it was great. Subversive show. The idea being that there are lies that were taught without even knowing it, that when we were growing up by society, like, what are some of the lies? Old people are boring, you can buy cool, and gay people can't be heroes. And I thought that Russell was making a series about exposing one of those lies, and I'm just very proud that I was on board for that. John Barrowman is a true hero. I love that man. He is a natural born leader. He talks a lot about his father. His father ran I think it was a textile plant, and he would follow his father onto the textile floor and just watch how he was a leader and how he got everybody going. I remember one time I blew a stunt. Actually in that kissing fighting scene, I blew one of the gags when he throws me through the window, and I cut myself. But I didn't want to tell anybody I cut myself, because if you blow a gag, they won't trust you with the next gag. So I tried to tape myself up with masking tape and stuff like that. I went back the next day, and I was bleeding through the costume. And John comes up and he goes, "Dude, you blew the stunt, didn't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I really did." And he goes, "Go to your trailer, I'll get you a surgeon." And he got his own personal doctor to come to the set on the sly. And nobody knew about it. Stitched me up, cleaned me up, got me a new costume, got me back out, and nobody knew about it. And I just, wow. With respect to the kiss, man, for me, love scenes are not that sexy. When you're being paid to kiss somebody, and then someone orders you to do it, what is your job description anymore? Right? So that goes through your head, and it's not that hot for me to think of myself that way. So it really comes down to, who do I trust? Who's going to be a friend to me and get me through this slightly uncomfortable situation? And on that level, I'd rather kiss John than anybody I've ever kissed on film. Except he's just got to shave a little better, man. Guys, really, if you want to get kisses from your women, brush your teeth and shave. I think I could say that it's about superheroes that have a very small power. It's not flying or melting steel with your eyeballs. It's very simple, small powers. But you can save the world with very small powers if you're smart about it. And if you meet me. I didn't come down to Los Angeles wanting to do sci-fi specifically. I've been a sci-fi fan forever. I've been a sci-fi fan since Planet of the Apes, right? I was in the very first Star Trek convention in the world in 1978 in Oakland, California. I helped the write-in campaign to get the first movie made. I saw the very first showing of Star Wars. George Lucas invited all the drama nerds from Marin County to watch that movie. So I think that when I got the role for Buffy, I didn't have this judgmental attitude about the genre. I had this kind of attitude of, oh, wow, this is going to be fabulous, you know? And I think that it's really just because I give myself over to it completely. I'm not married to it. I'll do other projects, but I have to say, I do enjoy that release. We can often speak more directly about issues than anyone else can, because hey man, it's just space, it's just fangs. Like Caprica, I mean that's frying a big kettle of fish, yeah. Why does the world end? I mean, you want us to contemplate that right now? But we can, because it's not Earth, it's Caprica. Yeah, so I like it. Jane Espenson, who was a writer, Jane, she was a writer-producer on Buffy, and she's a writer-producer on Caprica, and she was lobbying to have me cast in a different role. And the producer kept saying, no, not that role, no. And having seen who got cast in the role, he was right. But Jane just said, get him on the show, you will be happy. Just get him on anything, just get him on the set. So the producer came up and said, well, Barnabas would be an interesting role for him. And so they gave me Barnabas instead. A smaller, but I think more interesting role than what I had originally auditioned for. With respect to his character, frankly, there is a lot that I don't know, and that they're probably still making up. But the general idea, look guys, when we're making television, we don't know what we're doing. We're exploring ourselves. And we really, in a way, when we start the season, we don't know where it's going to end, really. I mean, in the broad terms sometimes, but anyway. Barnabas is looking at a society, it's like he's looking out over ancient Rome. Because in Caprica, there are these V clubs where the teenagers go, it's a virtual club. They have human sacrifices, they shoot each other in the head for fun. And this is very much like the Colosseum of ancient Rome, where we fed people to lions for fun and had chips while we watched. And so Barnabas is looking at that level of decadence, and he is realizing that this society is coming unraveled at the hinges, and that we are well on our way toward decline, and that we just have to look at Rome to know what is about to happen to us. And just like Rome, Caprica has a pantheonic religion with multiple gods, and the religion is more concerned with explaining human psychology than imposing morality. And what Barnabas' point is, I'm sorry, look at the V clubs. We need a god to come in here and say, okay, you out of the pool. You know, you're bad. You know, you broke the law, you're good, you're bad, good. And we need that imposition of morality, or else we will eat each other alive. And I can see the man's point. I can even see his point looking out in the society we have right now on Earth. I don't agree with the need for a monotheistic morality placed on top, but I can understand why someone would look at the society and want to revolt against it. And in fact, I am in the same position as Barnabas, except my revolution is a peaceful one. And art is my weapon. And he's in the middle of a violent revolution with guns and explosives. 0. I don't remember half of what I did for Buffy, and I'm afraid I don't remember that song. I'm sorry. I'll give you a different song, though. All right. This is a sad song. I sang this last night, and I'm glad I can sing it for you. So here we go. Well, I'm alone in Labyrinth with my lady by my side. After wars, I left her, and now she's come to watch me die. She's a flower in the sun, and now she's crawling through the mud. 'Cause of me, 'cause of me. My heart was sick from killing engines with their babies in their beds. I refused, but my general put his gun up to my head. And I wanted to come home, so Abby wouldn't live alone. So I killed and burned them down. I woke up a cold dark morning and saw a face in the mirror. Realized what I was bringing home wasn't worth bringing anymore. So I tried to heal my sores with rum, whiskey, and whores. Didn't work, I was still bad. Sheriff put the noose right around me, pulled it tightly, snapped my neck. Don't want my love to see me strangled when my soul's blown all to heck. So I'm alone in Labyrinth with my baby by my side. I don't know if I could bear it to see poor Abby cry one more time.
James Marsters, acapella.
Thank you very much, guys. I love you. See you all out there. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your fan expo, everybody.